What up, y'all? It's your boy Lavetti Vegas. It is Terrance Gawith, and this is Beyond the Laughter. Our guest today, she produces 2 shows, one called Into the Fire at Big Canvas, and the other one is Trauma Dump Down at the Backline. Give it up for my home girl, Teryn Perez.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
We got Lansky's again for our food. It's fantastic.
Fantastic, man. Pepperoni pizza. Teryn done ate most of it.
Yeah.
And then we got the cheese bread, man, which it was the nibbles, but it's still good, man. It's still good. So we got to get into it because we know, and I know it's part of your set. Why you keeping the name Perez, and we know you not Hispanic, man?
I keep the name Perez because, first of all, I kept it just after my divorce because my main name is Walbaum, and it's like having the name Teryn Walbaum growing up. Actually, my full name's Teryn Rayanne Walbaum. Like, it's already horrible enough. You know how hard it is? Like, how many times people butcher my name on stage with just Teryn? Like, at least give them one name they can pronounce.
What could they say? Like
Teryn. Teryn is one of them. But the biggest thing is the reason why I keep it is because years ago I voiced to my ex-husband that I wanted to do comedy. Like, that was something I wanted to do. And he told me I could never do it. And I wouldn't be good at it. And so for me, it's just like a, fuck you.
maintaining his namesake.
Yeah, like it's going to be my stage name no matter what. No matter, you said I couldn't do comedy, well, guess what? You're going to watch your name fucking be up on posters every fucking day. So
we got to calm down the F-bombs just a little bit. We as local.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We are a little.
I was just gonna let it roll.
I was going to, but I ain't trying to.
And then let the YouTube clip be like when they play DMX on the radio, man.
I want Mike to start texting me right now. Like, hey, man.
I forgot. Okay, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. I forgot.
It sounds like you got some anger, you know what I mean?
No anger at all.
A lot of passion.
That was gonna be my question. How long has it been since the divorce?
Actually, it just was 3 years in March.
If you're keeping track, you're holding a grudge. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
3 years of freedom, baby.
So y'all still talk and have good friendships?
Well, no, we've been very civil about the dog, but like some stuff came up with him, charges against him, which I can't. Yeah, but but since then, and because I had to give my testimony, I was like, I have been avoiding him, to be honest. And
so he still lives in the area?
Yes, he still lives in the area.
Man,
I actually saw him. I left a Papa Roach concert not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that I went to that one. As I'm walking out, I look up and I see him, and then like in the crowd, and I was like, and I was with a buddy and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God, that's my ex-husband. I was like, that's kind of weird. It's like, because I don't ever see him out in the wild, like really ever, like run into him. But then like, talk about looking like a weirdo. He's like drunk walking around, like I don't know. It was so funny. It was actually relieving to watch.
I don't think I could do that. Like, that was one thing I liked about when my divorce happened. You know, she fell in love with another man and then fell in love with another man after that and then like moved to another state. Because I did see my ex out one time in the wild, like when it was still in the process of divorce. You know, we were separated, but like legally you couldn't, because Maryland had like a 1-year mandatory separation stuff, right? Seeing her in the wild, I was like, this is so weird, man. Like, I used to be in that lady regularly, and now we're like strangers.
Well, like the weirdest thing is like I had gotten done.
Weird that you even said that. Right?
It is,
Yeah.
but it'd be
real.
real.
You talk like that, man. It's a new.
It goes into my
Terrence Howard coming out. Terrence Howard is coming out.
No, I remember the first time, like, because that was the second time. The first time I ever saw him, I was like, we did a show, and then we went to the Sydney to do karaoke or something like that, and like, I mean, I was out back smoking like a cigarette or whatever, and I come back in, and like use the bathroom and walk out, and then some guy's like waving at me at the end of the bar, and I'm like, who is that? I was like, who's this dude waving at me? And then I like I go, oh, that's my ex-husband.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh, I was like, kind of thing.
At least he was polite.
Like, yeah, he was just like, I was like, why are you here? And he was like, oh, yeah. And then like, I think that was the first time. That was actually because I was pretty buzzed, so I was like, yeah, you know that thing, and I like, because I've been not bringing it up with him. I'd seen him multiple times since doing comedy, and I had brought it up, but finally I was like, you know that thing you said I couldn't do, I do it on a regular basis, and I was like, I gotta walk away.
So that was gonna be my next question: is do you, when the Backline promotes or Big Canvas promotes, you know, they put it through like
Eventbrite.
I was gonna say Eventbrite, the Omaha calendar of events, and all of that stuff. Do you kind of start, moving your shoulders a little bit when you know that your name in pictures out there? Probably sees it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just kind of nice in general. To be honest, I don't know. It's still, I mean, I'm coming up on doing comedy for 2 years now, so it's always weird seeing my name on a poster or whatever, like, or just like getting to take a poster home with your face on it sometimes, like, because I've done third bar, like a third base, like, yeah, and stuff like that.
Shout
So I
out to
took,
Don Seeger, man.
yeah,
Been
so
running that show for,
yeah, and then I've had it like, yeah, it's just kind of crazy when you have like a couple posters or whatever and stuff like that, and you can take them home and they're actually there. Like Down Under too, I was on the wall there for a little bit when I was doing the show there, and thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's
because you're in spots that like tourists frequent as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not just for anybody that doesn't know Omaha. Like the back line and big canvas are in spots where everybody travels, and so you're exposed to everybody plus the regulars, because anybody from like the local colleges are out there, from like Creighton and all of that, as well as some of the people that come from UNO and go down. But
yeah, and it was like, so Backline doesn't do their showcase anymore. We just kind of go straight into the open mic now and stuff like that. But I do think the showcase, like, and I'm okay with that, like, because a lot of people didn't come to the showcase. I understand. It's like just starting the mic earlier and everything. Everyone was fine with it. But I will say the showcase has made it where I've met a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
And everything like that. Because, like, I've met somebody, his name is Joe. He's actually been on Kill Tony and different things like that. But he's from Denver and stuff. So he's always like, if you want to come out to Denver, I can show you like, get you in touch with whoever kind of thing and stuff like that. So it's always kind of nice. There's a guy, like Mike Geist or whatever, that does, like, the mixtape and stuff like that, I think is what it is. He came up to me and he was like, Teryn. I was like, yeah, hi, and then I was like, how's it going? And he was like, it's really nice finally to meet you in the flesh. And I was like, do I have him on something?
Right.
And then I like look and I don't. It's just like my name been out there or whatever. He's heard things. So I was like, that's kind of cool. And it's always like like I said, yeah, it's a little bit of a shocker for me no matter what. It still is. It's still not, like, I try not to get too cocky. He always makes sure I don't get too cocky.
That's what we're supposed to do, though. I don't like people get up too much. So aside from a crappy ex-husband that told you could never do it, what else inspired you to do stand-up?
I've always just been, I've been a fat kid my whole life. I know it doesn't look like that now, but I was very fat when I was younger, so the only thing I could do was make people laugh. That was how I got to people. Like, also, like, I don't know. I've always been like, when I did T-ball, my dad put on the back of my shirt WL. It stood for wide load. And so I'd tell the people, I'd be like, my dad'd be like, turn around, sissy, show them what your shirt says. And I'd be like, wide load coming through, beep, beep.
No.
So I don't know, I just always been.
Dads, you're not supposed to do that.
I know, you're not supposed to do it.
Just if you got any dads out there and they're like, ooh, I'm taking notes. Like,
yeah, don't do that. If you want your daughter to be anorexic eventually.
I got called Big Back the other day.
Oh, that hurt, didn't it?
No.
I laughed because I was like, man, Big Back. I didn't know, I was like, it's a different word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Big back is the new fat, man.
I know.
I'll be calling, I got nieces and nephews saying that too.
Yeah, the niece and nephew. It was.
You don't even know what you're saying.
That's what they
right
did.
now.
I was like, what? But they didn't say it to me. They said it amongst themselves. And then, my son's mom made him apologize.
See, that's what that's.
She was like, yo, you're not about to call. Say it in front of his face.
I'm
And they
too
was
petty.
scared.
I'm gonna call all the kids in the line and just start roasting them.
No, I just. But now every
Yeah,
time I come visit, I'm like, it's Big Back, and they get to like the girls like cries because she felt so bad even calling me that.
Man, nope. I'm getting preschool, kindergarten, and first grade insults ready, and I'm lining them up, and we just all down the deal. You're not gonna make me feel bad today.
So which one you like doing more? Because you produced 2 shows, Trauma Dump, Into the Fire. So do you like not actually, and then you do Quick Draw, your regular on Quick Draw.
Yeah,
but
regular and Quick Draw.
But what do you like doing more? Producing shows or performing in them?
God, that's kind of hard. I think when you're just in the show, you don't have to worry about anything. Like, not you worry about things, but you don't have to, like, it's not so much pressure on you. You can just kind of focus in. But I kind of like the hustle and bustle of, like, running a show and being in charge. I also like being in charge and, like, being able to, like, okay, this is what's going on and whatever and kind of thing and stuff like that. Because we all know we've been to places and we're like, no, they don't have their shit together and stuff like that. Yeah. So I like it whenever it's like, I can kind of control that narrative and then show, and also, like, it's just nice to watch. I really love watching when I put a show together with people on it and they all mesh really well and I set up a lineup just perfectly and you just watch that, just, you know what I mean? It's just like boom, boom, boom. Like, the one I did right after Richie B had passed or whatever, that was one of the best. Yeah. one of the best Into the Fires I've ever done. It was literally like Serenity, Will,
Doherty.
yeah, the Dohertys, and then
Doherty's
Rebecca,
Nelson.
and then Robert
He's a scary guy.
Robert
Davies.
Yeah,
He's
Davies.
a
And I had
scary
like
guy.
I literally had like I literally had it where it was like like I had like Robert, right, like I said, it was just like it was like both couples, whatever, but it still just flowed really well. It worked out really well. It was like one of the best ones I ever put on and stuff like that. So I always love watching that sense of like, fuck yeah, heck yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah.
So you knew you should have warned me a little bit about
Hey, I forgot, but then you started talking. I was like,
you talked to me on the phone,
Yeah, you should have known.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So then we'll keep in that vein of like doing comedy now. I'm gonna say something to you. Women ain't funny. How
Yeah.
does that make you feel?
It feels like every man said anything else to me. I mean, it's normal.
You just brush it off. It don't
don't
mean
care.
nothing to you. Good.
Yeah, I don't really care about it. I mean, like on my Hinge profile, like my 2 truths and a lies, like I watch horrible movies, I played college basketball, and I'm trying to be a stand-up comedian. And I always try to see, because whoever says to me, oh, the stand-up comedian one is a lie, and I'm like, okay, cool, you don't think women are funny. And that's kind of what I say. I'm like, it's cool. And a lot of people don't find women funny, but yeah, no. And they're like, well, because the basketball one, you're so tall. And I'm like, no, like I was like, you could have just picked the horrible movie one. Like, there's a safe bet in there, but you went with that one. So I was like, you don't think women are funny. I did Don Seeger's show one time, and this guy came up to me. He was like, you're probably like the second female comedian I've ever seen, and you're actually pretty funny. And I was like, wow.
That's what I wonder. Like, so how does something like that make you feel? Do you feel pride? Do you get a little bit of anger, resentment? Is it a mixture?
It's like, yeah, probably like a mixture of things where it's like, I'm kind of like, women are funny and stuff like that and everything. But it is like a hard thing to, like I know like some women really hate when women go out there, just like women in general will hate when women go out there and just do dirty jokes.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're more than that, blah, blah. And I'm like, but that's what I want to do.
Well, not only that, like I think that's such a tired argument because it's like 90% of the dudes out there.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like, like you said, dudes will say, like, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like where dudes are like, women aren't funny. Oh, like, she just talks about her vagina, and all that stuff like that, and she's a slut and everything. But then you're out here telling me about how, like, finding the clit is really easy or something dumb,
Well, I was in the bathroom jerking. Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's like the fourth time today.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's that kind of stuff where that's why I created Trauma Dump, though, too, is so, like, I could do darker humor things and everything. I think sometimes, I don't know. I just like doing sex jokes too. I don't really give a shit. Noozles. Don't care. And I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have to go back to my
It was
target
one of the
language.
longest, like,
Yeah.
And then the subtitle just be unintelligible.
That's what it's gonna be. But no, I think you just kind of get past it. You move past it, and you're just like, there's men out there that are gonna think like it's the same thing with women thinking that certain men aren't funny too, though, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think you just kind of deal with it. I think when men just say, oh, women aren't funny, I just think they're just like kind of probably horrible people, to be honest. Like they're not good.
Typically tends to just be ignorance.
Yeah,
Like,
ignorance or like not good men or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't treat women right in general, probably. The ones that are like, oh my gosh, you're like I've never really been into female comedians or something like that, and you're pretty funny. Like that's kind of hopeful to be like, okay, well, like, yeah, give us a chance, kind of thing.
Right.
But like, I don't know, it still is like a backhanded compliment of like, I don't know, it's just something I dealt with even before doing comedy, though, So
since we're on the subject of women, man, we're gonna ask you an important question. Who's your top 3 favorite women comedians on the scene, man?
Like actual famous ones we're talking? Or?
No.
Like in our scene.
In our scene, who's your favorite top 3 female comedians? They don't gotta be the best. They ain't gotta be.
No. It's definitely
just your favorite.
Rachel Ware is one of my favorites, of course.
Okay.
Big in the city.
Yeah.
Funny.
Oh God, this is kind of hard. I do love Erin Claw, like Cloud and stuff like that. Yeah, I think Erin's really great.
She would be disappointed because I know she likes Little Caesars, so she would be disappointed tonight. In
but
the
I do love her, and like she's been a lot of help with me and stuff like that. And then, gosh, I don't know. Either I think Lauren or Megan. I don't know. I'd have to.
Gotta pick one.
I know.
And Megan Malone.
Yeah, it's like one of those two. I would
pick one.
You know what? I would probably go with. I think Lauren, to be honest. Just because, yeah, I'm just gonna go with Lauren. Yeah, like
You don't
I
have to
should say
justify
Megan.
it.
I should say Megan because she's on my show.
You ain't gotta
I know. Like Megan's on my show this week.
I was gonna
Like,
say, here's the problem. If you start justifying,
I
people
know.
are gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't say nothing about
no,
Megan."
I
now."
do. Like, no, but I do think those are like my top.
Very,
Yeah.
all very funny women, by the way.
Very
Very
funny,
funny women.
very funny.
Yeah.
There's more in the scene.
I would say
Very funny.
October, but they're non-binary, so I don't really count that as a So
no, very funny women. Man.
yes, but those, I think those would be my top 3 and stuff.
So
for sure.
who's the top 3 women you got beef with in the scene?
I was gonna take it further and be like, "Who's the 3 comics you want to punch in the face right now?" But we'll go with that one.
Oh, I was like, can those be male or?
Yeah, that one. Unisex, all genders involved. I don't care.
I really like most of the beef is over with.
Okay.
Bree and me figured a lot of shit out.
Bree.
Count Horn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're like, but there was
And why were y'all beefing? We can just,
so Down Under had a show. They asked me to do a show at Down Under, to host a show at Down Under. I didn't realize it was her show. First of all, I thought I was supposed to be doing it at Bar 39, not at Down Under, because like my buddy, like the guy who's producing, he was like, "Hey, do you want to do what Riley Cook does at Bar 39? Do you want to do that?"
Yeah,
And I was
Bar
like,
39. That's a familiar place.
Sounds
you know?
familiar.
Yeah,
Sounds a little familiar.
And so I was like,
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'd like.
Should have had you email. My bad. Keep going.
No, it's fine. I was like, I'll be down. Thinking like he just wanted me to open before a band like Riley's been doing and stuff. Thinking he was at Bar 39, and then I show up Wednesday for an open mic at Down Under. Then he's like, "I'm sorry if Bree's mad at you and stuff like that and everything for taking her show." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "You don't know?" And I was like, "I thought I was doing the show at Bar 39." He was like, "No, it's here Down Under." And I go. And he goes, "Well, and I guess it used to be like her show, but the managers and stuff, like it wasn't going very well whenever she was doing it and everything. They're losing money, that kind of stuff. So they'd see me do the open mic there multiple times, and like the way I hold the room and the way I do my crowd work and the way I can like how I can hold that kind of I can handle drunks. Okay, let's just put it that way. I'm loud. I can handle obnoxious drunks.
Oh, you low.
Yeah, I know. And so so they just want to test run.
Which you need a level of brashness and loud to counter that.
If you're gonna be in a dive bar,
I have nothing. I don't know anything about Bree in that aspect, but she's a little quieter, so I could see how somebody would say,
Yeah, and like it's not like she doesn't put on great shows and everything like that. And everything, obviously she does.
Funny.
She has a lot going on. So like I said, it was just more like, oh, I didn't know that. And they're like, it's just a trial run. We just want to see how it goes, with you and stuff like that. And then, maybe like, but they also hadn't really talked to her about it. So it looked like
dirty,
and so it looked like I ambushed her. It looked like, she thought she was, and she's talked to me. We've talked about it. We've had our whole conversation of it all. And it wasn't like she wasn't that mad. It was more she was mad at the bar and like the way that they handled it. And also like, I was like, I wish I would have known too, because I was like, I didn't get, But me and Bree are cool with it, and she's actually asked me if I want to start co-hosting that show at the Down Under, because they said like if she did a bad job, because she got the show back right after the month after that.
Yeah.
And they go, if she does a bad job or whatever, we're just gonna take it out and we're not gonna do comedy there. Well, after my show, I was like, don't take comedy out of here. I go, even if she does a bad job or whatever, I go, we can figure something out. I go, don't take the comedy show away from us from here. I was like, that's not fair to everybody else. And so, and they took that to heart, I think, too, and stuff like that. But I think she had a great show, too, to be honest. She had a bunch of Des Moines people. Like, I think she had a solid freaking show. And, and so they, like
Don't
said,
worry, we'll put you in rehab after this.
that's, well, yeah, right. So, but like she did just ask me recently if I wanted to co-host that, and I thought that was a big thing of like, but she was never like really it was just like I said, more mad about that. It was other people blowing it up, like Cole and shit, and Sikta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like blowing it up, and then Sam Hatfield blowing it up.
Oh.
Like Sam has a problem with Down Under, I guess, or something. There's a lot of things around that. I don't know it all, but she was hitting up the managers and like cussing them out, and like. And then they were accusing me of sleeping with the producer, which I wasn't. He has a girlfriend. But then they were like, we're going to tell your girlfriend you're sleeping. Like, it was this whole thing.
Sound like a mess.
Yeah, and then Cole also, that was also when Cole was accusing me of leaking information about her child, which I never did. She just told everyone about her kid.
Deeper.
I didn't really
There's a lot around it. That's what I was saying. Like, there's a lot around it. Cole and me are fine for right now. Like, she... kind of apologized to me, but like Sam and me don't really talk because like Sam also, though, she shut off my mic one day at a show. You were there. Whenever we did after...
Comedy After Dark.
Our Comedy After Dark. Sam shut off my mic that night. She turned it down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, you weren't in there, but like Rome noticed it.
I was
You were in
I
yeah.
was just in the back room, just kind of.
Rome, as soon as Rome went to go introduce me, because it was right after everything, he pointed because he could tell the mic went down, and then we were sitting there, and like I went and I could tell like I was like, but it's also backline. Sometimes the mics aren't good.
Yeah.
And
because I went on after you at that show.
And and your mic was fine. You were loud.
I was loud.
Yeah, I just had to yell.
Maybe they made adjustments.
Well, I remember that portion. I was like, huh.
Maybe they made
sound issues. I didn't think nothing of it.
Maybe they made adjustments, man. They just made adjustments.
Oh no, Rome.
Maybe
Rome
game
noticed
got
it. When Rome noticed it, Rome was like, "Do you feel like your mic was turned down?" I said, "Yep." I wasn't gonna say anything. He
Maybe
goes,
the game got turned down. That's all.
well, yeah. No, I don't like. It's whatever. Never done it again. We're good now. But like, yeah, I was like, man, really? I was like, all this because you guys don't know how to talk to me or somebody and figure out the truth about stuff. So,
Well,
you know,
we
but
got
that's
3
pretty
people.
much been squashed now. So we're good.
But
doesn't sound like it, but we gonna move on.
but what's nice about that though is like your average viewer can like tune into that at any time, and then be like, hey, if you've been thinking about trying stand-up comedy, listen to Teryn. Because this isn't something that is a one-off in comedy. Like,
No.
Granted, your story's going to be unique because it's
Yeah.
going to be you guys in the details, but the nonsense and the foolery that happens, it's every single scene. The petty cattiness.
Yeah.
And the people be like, oh, that was my... Like, shut up, man.
It's like high school all over again, like even worse. It's almost like Mean Girls. I always considered like the comedy scene is like Mean Girls in a way and stuff like that. You have all your cliques and stuff like that. There's certain
Except
people.
you can't go home now because you got to see it all the time, staying logged in.
Yeah.
Like, at least you get to go home from the Mean Girls and be like, dang, they sucked. And
Yeah.
you get a whole night to sleep and forget about it. Now you just be like, damn, they tagged me in this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's like, yeah, when you're getting tagged in crap and you're like, I didn't even.
Did it get to that point?
No, somebody. Well, I woke up one day and it was like, oh man, I heard.
We're going down the avenue.
I know. He tags everything. He tags everything. He's over here.
So I looked at him.
Because you do. You tag. And you're like,
I don't tag.
You don't do it anymore. You don't do
I
it
really
anymore.
don't tag nobody. I don't
Not
really.
anymore.
I don't tag nobody.
I don't tag anybody. No, I really don't tag anybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't tag anybody. I might mention somebody, but tagging? Nah, tagging is giving you free publicity, man. I might mention something, but I don't really. The only reason I'm gonna mention you is because you mentioned me. I don't give nobody that. Plus, I found God, man. I'm done with that.
He's on a path of redemption.
I'm on a path of redemption, yo.
Does that mean you're not gonna? Never mind.
Well, no, you can say it.
You say you're not gonna. So we're not going back to crazy. We're done with all the women. Then we're done with these. Is that with the path of redemption? We're getting off those.
That's a
crazy
great
ones?
question.
You know, I'm talking to somebody, so we can't.
Which one is it though? Is it
You
the
can't
good
say
one?
you can't say stuff like that. We gotta move
I know,
on,
but
man.
is it the
We
crazy?
gotta move on, man. Hey, you can't.
Oh my God! Did he tell you about how he got hit on by this white girl at my last show, Into the Fire?
That's not what happened. First
Oh,
off.
no,
Let me. First off, you know, if it's snowing, I'm going.
I was about to say, Lavetti, what do I always say?
Yeah, if it's snowing, I'm going. All
I
right.
say, stay away from the white
we-
ladies.
Yeah.
I know.
But I was doing. Hold on. To my credit, I was doing good. I did address, some things in the crowd. I was keeping it professional. I went to the green room. I didn't say nothing.
You saw the white lady.
No, I seen her. And she looked good, but that's not the point. That's not the point. I was keeping it professional, stayed in the green room, packing my stuff. I was about to leave. Somebody decided to go tell this white lady my weaknesses. So when I was going to the bathroom, she grabbed me and she said, "Hey, I know your weakness." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yo, I didn't say nothing on stage about no weakness." And Teryn decided to tell her my weaknesses. So I used the restroom, hoping she wasn't out there after I got out, and went back into the green room real fast. And then she was trying to get in the green room. Teryn put her away. But I asked Teryn, I said, "Did you tell this girl my weakness?" And she was like, "You heard that?" I'm like, "No, she told me." Like, yeah.
Like,
But
no.
that's
She was all like, she's like, so he's single then. That means he's single. I was like,
Wait a minute, hold on. You didn't tell me that. Hold up.
yeah, that's what she asked me. You asked her 20 times.
See the way his tone changed right there?
Yeah,
It went from like informative, like I was never there, to
man,
like, wait,
hey.
you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, she was all like, no, but she was sitting with some dude, and I was like, this
She
is-
was saying with some. She
and
admitted she was sleeping with some.
Which should be
dude.
the exact reason as to why you should have walked away.
And
Yeah,
I did.
that's
And
right.
I
But
did.
she
But now you're second guessing it.
No, I'm not.
Keep
This
your
girl-
mental
this girl-
walk going
this
this
girl
way.
had matching flannels going on with this man, and then she's out here. She's like, he ain't my man. He ain't my man. He ain't my man.
That's the worst.
Ain't my man. He ain't my man. Like she got real pregnant. I was like, this is your boy. She's like, no.
What are we talking about? Let's move on, man. What are we talking?
Because
This was actually a
This ain't
stage
about me.
intervention
This-
you didn't know about.
Is that why we're
Yeah,
guy
that's
here?
what it is. That's what it
Now we're gonna have the line of white ladies come in from the back.
Don't have them
gonna
have
be
braids.
behind
If
the
they have
cameras.
braids, you're fucked. If they got those tight French braids, he's done for.
If you got the Bo Derek braids, it's
Oh
like,
God, not Bo Derek braids.
This is not about me, man. This ain't about me.
this was not how this was supposed
This
to go,
is
but I like
This
it.
is not. Hey, I'm talking to somebody right now. I've been on the straight down road. I ain't looking at nobody else.
Straight and narrow.
I am good. White women,
got
black
rid of the
women,
roster.
Asian women. It don't matter. I love everybody, man. All women matter. You know what I mean? So we good. We got a minute for
Path to redemption is one step at a time.
Uh,
That takes one white woman saying no at a time.
You making me sound like the Jonathan Majors of the comedy scene, man. I don't like it, man. I don't like it, man. I don't like it, man.
So we'll go back to Teryn, man. I
We got
want
a
to
minute and 30 seconds left.
Speaking of white girls, let's go back to Teryn.
I'm very white.
So you talked about you kind of like a little bit of both. Do you have a favorite show between the Trauma Dump and Into the Fire?
Well, I always have a great time doing Into the Fire, but I created Trauma Dump, and it is
Special.
It's special, and it's a place to do my dark humor, like, you know, so people can do. They're like, you know, I want to make fun of my dead mom. I want to make fun of, you know, my alcoholic. I want to talk about me have wide load on the back of my shirt, you know, without people looking at me like, oh my God, are you okay?
Let me say sorry. Yeah, it's like
Have you gone to therapy? Have you done, you know, like, and that kind of thing. Because I'm like, honestly, humor is like the best way to deal with your trauma.
Yeah.
And I think laughter is like one of the best medicines out there. And that's what that show is for. So I have to say Trauma Up just because I'm trying to do something bigger with that one and everything too with it. And it has a lot more meaning and it's special to me. So,
that's way cool.
but
All right.
I love Into the Fire.
Plug your socials. We got 30 seconds.
everybody what
Just
you got
Teryn
coming up, all
Perez on Instagram and on Facebook. This Thursday, I'm doing comedy at a burlesque show at Down Under. Moon Day is what it's called. It starts at like 9:30, I believe. Friday is Trauma Dump at 9:30 at the back line, and then I am doing roast beef, Brianna's show actually on Saturday at the back line, and that one's at I think 9 as well or something, or maybe 8. I have to look at it, but yeah.
Cool.
That's about it for this week.
Find her everywhere, man. Into the
Everywhere.
Fire, Trauma Dump, Teryn
Yes.
Perez.
Into the Fire first
with a
Friday.
Y.
Yes.
Yep.
Teryn with a Y.
And catch her a quick draw every
Yeah, every other one, like I
Sunday.
said,
Yep.
Into the Fire is the first Friday of every month at Blackstone Theater, Big Canvas Theater down there. So yeah, that one's always starts at 8:30 as well. So
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Got to get that Topanga shirt somewhere. I got to get that shirt.
I got it
That
from
was-
Five Below, and then I made it a crop top. So yeah,
That's what's up. Appreciate you coming on.
thank you.
Appreciate Terrance Gawith.
intervention, yes.
Intervention.
Thanks for the intervention and then turned me off. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for y'all watching, man. It's your boy Lavetti Vegas. This has been Beyond the Laughter. No fumbles. Let's go.